Welcome to Up Close and Personal, heard exclusively on MalcolmPresents.com, a streaming platform heard round the world and beyond. I'm your host, Malcolm Berman, and today my special guest is June Squibb, who I've actually interviewed several times before. Hi, June, how are you?
I'm good.
I,
Good.
I, I know you're tight for time,
Yes.
but I'll try to get as much as possible.
Okay.
And just let me know when you're ready to go and say bye.
All right.
And we're gonna say you. I met you about 10 years ago, I think, when you were
Mm-hmm.
nominated for the Academy Award for the Best Supporting Actress in a picture called Nebraska, which was
Yeah,
amazingly good.
it was a good film.
Yeah, and you had some really naughty parts in there, which I delight
Yeah,
because I mean your whole demeanor at this point, your grandmother type. I think you were a young 84 at the time.
I was. Yes.
And your mouth comes out with these beautiful lines, which I can't repeat because we're on the
No,
cable station
she
won't
was a
allow
potty
it.
mouth.
Yeah, but I know that there's so much activity in your life. We went to a screening of a movie that you starred in, Thelma.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, did that open yet?
No, it opens June 21st, and but there's a lot of going on about it. It was a big hit at Sundance, and because of that, a lot of different festivals are showing it. And I said to Josh, the director, well, did you submit to all these different festivals? And he said, no, they've asked for it and that they've heard about it from Sundance and are asking if they can show it at their festival. We're going to San Francisco Saturday and then Seattle in a week and a half, two festivals that we'll be a part of.
Okay, that's exciting. And
Yeah,
yeah, I saw the movie. I mean, that was a lot of physicality in that movie. How did you take
yeah,
that? Especially when you were riding that scooter.
yeah. No,
By
I
the way,
did a lot of it, myself then.
yeah, that was funny, especially,
Yeah.
the juxtaposition of, again, your age and the activity
And
that
the
you did,
scooter. Yeah.
and that you were a feisty old lady. Yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with you.
No, I
And
was
and
eager to get my money back.
right, yeah, you were scammed out of something on a phone scam from your
Yeah,
grandson,
yeah.
but you
They
weren't.
phoned and said he had been in an accident and he was in jail or needed money to get out of jail. I don't know, something about jail. And so I sent the money and then I found out that he was fine and it wasn't him. So I go after my money.
Yeah, I mean, I said, don't mess with this 84, this
With
94-year-old.
Thelma.
Yeah, with Thelma. That was good. And recently, I know that you just came back from doing what, 3 months of starring
Seven
in the film.
weeks. Yeah, it was
7 weeks.
called Ellen the Great, and
What was the name
Scarlett
of the movie?
directed it. What?
What was the name of the movie?
Eleanor the Great.
Eleanor the Great.
Yeah, and Scarlett Johansson directed it. And we had a wonderful young girl from Britain who came over and played the second lead in it. She and I were good friends in the film. And a lot of really good actors doing it. Jessica Hecht was my daughter in it. And Chuatel, and I can never say his last name, was her father in it. And it's I think it's good. They're very pleased. They're very excited about it. So and I don't watch daily, so I didn't see any of it. But the people that put it together are very
And
excited.
and I understand you're the star of the movie. It was written.
Yes,
It was written for you.
it was. I did the author was there with us, and she said she'd written it in college, and she told everyone that June Squibb was going to play the lead in it. And they all laughed at her and said, "You'll never get June Squibb to play the lead in this." And her boyfriend was there, and he said, "That's the truth." She kept saying that June Squibb was going to play the lead in it. And they presented it to me about 2 years ago. And I love the script. It's a great script. So I said I would do it then. So they've had my name attached to it for about 2 years.
Well, and when did Scarlett Johansson become involved? Because she's, you know, a pretty big name.
Yeah, she became involved about 6 months ago, I think, probably a year ago
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
And she, I mean, not known as a director. I know I saw her on one of the talk shows recently, but I thought she was going to be promoting your movie, but she promoted another movie that she directed. Do me a favor, tell Kelly, if you're back there, stop walking around.
I got things to do, Malcolm.
You could see her.
Yeah, I see her head. It's live TV, live show.
Still?
So, how many things has she directed? How many movies?
This was the first feature that she's ever
First
did.
feature.
Yeah, I think she has directed a short, but I'm not sure about that even.
Mm-hmm. And how did you find her? Was she easy to get
Oh,
along
she
with?
was wonderful. No, she comes at it from an actor's standpoint, so she really understands what you're doing and why you're doing it. She's wonderful to work with.
I mean, she's a great actress, so we know that.
She is. She's a really
and she's beautiful.
yes, all of that.
And I hope to meet her when I go to the premiere of the movie.
Yeah, no, she's really great.
But when I found out that you were doing the movie, and I know how physical the movies are and tiring, how did you weather the 6-7 weeks that you had to be on the set? Because I know.
Well, they let me use my cane. They asked, I had the cane, came in for some screen work before we started shooting and some camera work. And I had my cane and they said, "Do you want to use the cane?" And I said, "Well, I don't really have to." And I said, "I use it for security and it helps, you know, if I get tired, it's really great to have." So they said, "Why don't you use it in the film?" So I did. So I did the whole of Eleanor with the cane.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes sense. I mean, you're not playing a 30-year-old, you're playing a 90. Is the role of a 94-year-old woman?
94-year-old woman, yes.
But
they, you know, we talked about it, and it helped me tremendously because I do get tired, you know, and it's hard physically when you get tired.
Yeah, well, I know I'm a bit younger than you, not that much, but I'm a bit younger than you. I get tired. You know, I don't have the same energy when when I was 40, even when I was 50.
Right.
So how did you take those hours? Generally, I know from filming, you're up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, you are, and one day we got up at 4 or 5 to be there to get picked up at 6, so it was really early. Uh, uh, I have a 10-hour maximum now in my contracts. In other words, I'm not supposed to work over 10 hours a day, but that's a lot of hours when you get down to it. But I was used to working 12 to 15 hours a day when I filmed. You just get used to it, and you know, you just do it. I don't know how you always do it, but you do. But my hours were cut back on Eleanor and Thelma both, so they could, and they did the shooting sort of around that. In other words, if I only shot till say 6 o'clock, then they would shoot other people after that.
Oh, okay. Now, I know you stayed, on the Upper East Side, but where was the shooting? Where did you have to go for the
All
studio?
over the city. We were in Brooklyn, we were in Queens, we were in Washington Heights, we were in Upper West Side, we were in Tribeca, we were in Soho, we were and the Village. We were absolutely everywhere in New York City.
I'm jealous because although I'm a native New Yorker.
Yeah.
and all the places you mentioned that. And if I remember correctly, I think it was you or Kelly called up my wife to tell her that you were in Brooklyn and Coney Island.
Yes, yes.
And I'm from Coney Island. So I go,
Oh, you were,
wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we were at Coney Island was the first place we shot.
Ah. And
Yeah.
well, I didn't realize that Luna Park is now and closed. When I was a kid, there was well, not even when I was a kid, before in the 1930s, they had Luna Park was a big amusement park in Coney Island, but it
Yeah.
was burnt down before I was born.
Huh.
And then they had the Luna Park projects, which was buildings. And then the big thing when I was a kid was a place called Steeplechase.
Yes, that's still up.
No, Steeplechase is now it's called Maimonides Field. That's where the farm team for the New York Mets play.
Oh, well, they have something still there at
Go
Coney Island
Steeplechase?
that they said didn't work anymore, but they left it up. I think
Oh,
it was the parachute
that's the
thing.
parachute.
Yeah, that's still there.
Yeah, that's I think is a national monument now. I don't know why it
Yeah.
doesn't work.
I don't know why it doesn't work, but they said it doesn't work anymore, but they
Yeah,
won't take it down. They want to leave it up.
no, I think they can't. I think it's
Mm,
a national structure now. But
yeah,
when I was a kid, that was the ride to go on. But the
yeah,
other ride, the parachute and the cyclone. I think that's
yeah.
one of the oldest
So roller coasters,
roller
yeah.
coasters in the country.
I remember taking my son, my husband and I took our son over there a lot
Oh. So,
because
well,
he grew up in New York.
and then the Upper West Side is where I lived as an adult.
Hmm.
That's my favorite part of town.
Yeah.
So you got to see, well, you lived in New York when you were doing Broadway, right?
I lived 65 years in New York.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I do it really well. I lived on 80th Street my last 30 years there. We
Well,
stayed on the street between Broadway and Amsterdam.
I loved it. I lived on 90th and Central Park West,
Yeah.
and my
No,
brother's
it was a
family
great
still lives,
area.
yeah, on 74th and across the street, the Ansonia, between
Yeah,
Broadway and West End Avenue.
right. Yeah.
I love that. But anyway, so what did they do? They took you in the morning, they picked you up.
Hmm.
Would you go by limo or you go by bus or
No, usually this was an SUV and a
no?
Teamster driver, somebody that knows what they're doing
Yeah.
and is driven around New York a lot. And he was my driver and he picked us up every morning and waited and drove us back when we were done.
Well, did you have was there a dressing room on the set where when
Well,
it was
they have trailers. And then
yeah.
if you're in a location where there are extra rooms, they would set it up there near where we were shooting.
Yeah, because I know from well, not that much of experience I did any film, but from people that I know or locations I was on, there's a lot of hurry up and wait.
Oh, always, yeah. There is.
Especially they
Yeah.
do you'll do 2 minutes of a scene, and then they'll change it, and they change the lighting, they change everything, and you're just
Mhm.
waiting.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So I hope you were put into a nice location where you could rest.
Yeah, and some were and some weren't. But it was, I always liked it if the trailers have become hard for me as I've gotten older, just getting in and out of them. And that sort of thing, takes energy. And
Yeah.
I try to save it for the shooting.
Yeah, well, but I'm sure when you get when the camera starts rolling, there's a whole different energy that you have.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you have the energy to do what has to be done.
Yeah, because it's sort of like you're
Yeah.
okay, you're on, you can be half asleep, with your mouth open, your eyes closed, and the director says, "Action!" Ah.
Yeah.
Again, to get a little personal, at your at your age right now, do you have problems remembering lines or
I don't.
dialogue?
I don't have any trouble at all.
Oh,
I've always had to work at it. I've never had a mind that looked at it and remembered it. I've always had to study it and learn it by rote, so to speak. And that's how I still do it, but I have no trouble doing it.
Yeah, fantastic. Do you think now at your age, knowing, certain, energy limitations you have,
Mhm.
you get more nervous and concerned, or you just,
No, I get cooler.
you just bite the bullet and
I
say,
just don't care anymore, Malcolm. I mean, why should I care what people think or whatever?
That's true.
So there you go. That's what
I probably there's
fuels
a lot. We should play this to a lot of older actresses and actors because they get more concerned. Oh my God, I'm getting too old. You say, who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, and I keep thinking, why am I still doing this? But people keep offering me wonderful things to do. So, and if they want me to do them, I'm saying, okay, let's keep doing them.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do if you gave up?
Read a lot more.
That's true.
Yeah.
Did you ever write anything?
I did. I used to write. Yeah. I had a play I wrote done off Broadway, actually
Ah,
produced. Yeah.
actually, I gave you one of my scripts. That
You did. Yeah.
see if you would like to rewrite it. You become a
Oh, I don't write
re-
any, Malcolm. I don't have time. And I'm going to have to say we've got about a minute left.
Okay, well, you got to let me know when the when the show opens, when the
Oh, I
movie
would. But
opens.
June 21st is it'll be
Well,
in theaters.
let's see if we could schedule another meeting sometime in June. Since actually,
Okay.
to
Yeah.
reveal the truth, we're neighbors.
Yes, we are neighbors. But thank you, Malcolm, for this. This was fun.
Okay, yeah, thank you for sparing the time and or setting the time aside for
Yeah.
the interview.
After
Even though
June 21st, it'll be easier because that we're going crazy now because of film or publicity.
right.
But see you later.
I'll see you later. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Bye-bye.
This is Malcolm Berman with June Squibb on Up Close and Personal, and we'll let you know when the show opens, or the movie opens.
Yeah.
Bye. Thanks a lot,
Bye.
June. Bye.